Hi everyone, I'm Emily.
And I'm Julia.
And welcome to the Bad Bitch podcast.
I'm so excited to be here with you, my love, and to talk about this. It's something that we've talked about for a long time.
Yes.
And it's a journey that I'm very excited to go on with you.
Shall we start by telling people how we met?
Yes.
And actually a bit about Bad Bitch hypnotherapy.
Yes.
Before we get into why we are doing a podcast.
Exactly. I think that's a great starting place. Do you want me to talk about it?
Well, it was love at first sight.
Yeah, it was. It really was like.
So we can talk about that.
Yeah.
We met at a networking group.
Yes.
In Kent, and I had just moved down here, and it was an excellent event, and we were there to learn. But there was something about, as soon as we met, we just knew we were going to get on like a house on fire. And you came up to me and basically said, "Oh, I was totally meant to meet you here."
Yeah.
And immediately, you'd already explained what the Bad Bitch vibe and Bad Bitch hypnotherapy was about. So immediately, I already knew that you were my type of person, 100%. And then we just clicked, and so we then started just meeting up outside of it and talking about what that meant, which we'll get into in a second. But it's that instant recognition when you meet a fellow traveller or a bit of a kindred spirit, and you think, this is my person. And I think in life we really need to have people around us who get us and support us, and I just knew we would be like that for each other from day one.
100%. It's like when you walked in that room, because I was there and I was sitting with all the women around the table, and you walked in and I was like, oh, there you are. And then it was just the weirdest thing, but I knew that I was like, I need to be friends with this lady. She's awesome.
I was also late, which I'm not normally, and I made a bit of an entrance.
I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to shame you.
No, I didn't mean to be. I was late. There's some things that happened in the morning with my neighbour. I had to help them. And so I got there, and because it was quite a small room, it was quite conspicuous when I turned up. And you know that thing where you want to come in a room and you don't really want to disturb people, but there's literally no way you can't. You're in the middle of what everyone's up to, and I just kind of brought myself in, had to say hi, and tried to sit down quietly, but I failed completely. I just made an entrance.
And yeah, no, but it was brilliant, and it was so funny though, because I went to that networking event. I went along because I got asked at the last minute, and I thought it was going to be like a big event like you. I also thought it was an event where I could sort of like sit back and like just sort of absorb everything, what everyone else was saying. But no, it was like a full-on, do a pitch about your business. What are you struggling with at the moment? What's going on? And I was like, oh, I was not prepared for this, but it was amazing.
And yet you weren't prepared, and yet your pitch was the best one.
Oh,
so why don't you start with that? Where does Bad Bitch hypnotherapy come from?
So Bad Bitch hypnotherapy. So I've been trained. I trained as a hypnotherapist in 2022, and it's just something that I've been really passionate about doing, about helping women just move forward. And what we do, the hypnotherapy element comes into it, because what we're doing is we're using the mode of talk therapy to help people move forward, but also that relaxation element just really helps cement those changes that we want to make. And people sometimes feel like hypnotherapy has this like alternative feel, and maybe it's like a bit woo-woo, but actually we can explain it in like a very scientific way, and we can get into that another time. But basically I work with like women mainly on a one-to-one basis, and it's typically women that feel like overwhelmed, anxious, not quite sure, trying to juggle all the things, you know it very well, but it's like it's giving them the space to sort of sit down, go, okay, this is where I'm at, what is the next sort of tiny step to move me forward? How can we sort of start tackling all these fires that we feel are burning at the moment, or just that general like low level hum of unhappiness, and just how we can really start to move women forward to doing what they want and to being the bad bitches that they are.
And that's the thing, is we know so many women who are absolutely awesome, have tons to give, are incredibly talented, but they doubt themselves, or they're just overwhelmed and exhausted because they're doing so much for other people, or there's so many demands on their time, or there's just a lot of negative, difficult messages that come from society that create unrealistic expectations of being a woman. And so what I love is your work is super practical about helping people reclaim their goals, build that confidence, and recognize that they're the bad bitch that we can totally see in themselves, in each other. Like, we do this for each other all the time. It's not like Julia and I just have nailed life and we just never get like stressed or anything like that, but you can see it in your friends. And so that's where your work one-to-one is really powerful, but that's also why we then started doing group work.
Yes.
And last year we started something called the Bad Bitch Reset, bringing women together in a group to do this work as well. And we'll talk about that more on the podcast. But we really want to create that movement, that community of our work with women, but also women supporting each other in that, and recognising and giving each other the kind of support and recognition that they need, so that all of us can tap into that inner bad bitch when we need to, that inner confidence that says, no, I can do it. Or, you know, even if we're going through a challenge that says, you know what, I can overcome this.
Yeah.
I'll be fine on the other side. So I'm so glad I met you, because what you're doing articulated something that I could really see my female clients needed, but I'd never quite put it into words. And I work as a career coach, so my work is very specific to helping people find new jobs, get promoted, helping very senior execs handle all that stress. But I still see that in a lot of my female clients, that one of the underlying challenges is maybe a lack of true inner confidence.
Yeah, and it's wild because your clients that you have are total G's. I'm terrified about like everything that they've achieved, and
Yes.
it's so funny. It's like through all the tiers of like society, no matter where you are and how much we think people are smashing it, they are. There's always this element, this undertone of, I'm not sure I'm doing this quite right.
Oh, at every single level. Like, I coach some CEOs, and there are some who are incredibly confident in their abilities, but there'll still always be an area that catches them out, or that they hold themselves back, or they doubt themselves. So if you're ever looking at women and thinking, oh my God, they've got it all together, and it makes you feel bad about yourself, the first thing I'd say is, yeah, they probably don't. It just looks like that. Everybody has doubts. That's a very normal human response. But also, they have to get to that level. They have had to face their fears and find out what they're really capable of. And one of the elements we want through this Bad Bitch movement is helping women find out what they're capable of, not holding themselves back from achieving those goals. If you want to be a CEO, you can do it. And how do we help you get there? Yeah. But there's no one way to live. If you want to be a stay-at-home mum and start your own business from home to support that, we're here for it. We want to help you with whatever you want to achieve, but it's having that confidence and working out how to get there in like a really super practical way.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's a really good way to intro why we wanted to do the podcast, because we just felt like, obviously we have our individual clients, we have our group clients as well together, but just really sharing on a bigger platform, like some of the things we do, some of the issues our clients are experiencing, and how we've helped them work through them. We just wanted to start to, well, really for me, this podcast is a reminder to all women. It's like a shout out to all women that you are amazing and you can do it. And to be fair, you describe the vibe of this podcast in the best way. So I'm not going to take this
No, you do it. Remind me what I said.
You said it's going to be like girls gone wild, but also with some actual practical knowledge where you can actually take it forward. So I guess it's with the podcast, we're gonna talk about pop culture, some lovely sort of frivolous things and things that we're all interested in, because we're human after all, and we want to know about these things. There's no point denying it. I feel like if you've got some kind of intrigue about something, no matter how superficial or it feels, just go with it rather than beating yourself up about it. And
I think I was saying I wanted it to be Girls Gone Wild meets some practical advice at the same time, because I think it's too easy to just have really light, frivolous conversations, but they don't really move people forward. At the same time, you and I are never going to have a very dry podcast where we just talk about psychology and how the brain works. We're not the kind of, and here's for the science, uber geeks.
Yes.
So I want to bring something together that's very real, because I'm all about authenticity, and that people can connect with, and that we're reminding our listeners that no one is perfect, and in life we're not trying to be these perfect robots who don't have feelings or don't have bad days. We're just giving you really practical tools to navigate the ups and downs of life.
Yeah.
And in a really real way. So we will be sharing what's going on in our own lives, and also insights we get from our clients. One of the great benefits we both have from our work, seeing lots of clients, is we get to see what challenges people are dealing with. And obviously it's all confidential, but we get to see kind of almost the themes.
Yes.
It's amazing to me month to month how I'll have 10 clients come to me in a row with the exact same thing going on in their life.
Yeah.
And so these are things we can talk about, and hopefully people listening who go through the same thing, they're going to find that really helpful.
Exactly. So we'll leave it there, and I'm very excited for the first show.
Our objective with this podcast is to help as many women as possible tune into and discover that inner bad bitch. So please like, subscribe, share this with other women, and we really hope you enjoy this podcast.